Ready to go.
You and me, a dream team.
Very good choice, my friend. Let's go for the title defense.
Welcome to the 9th round of the DTM 2013 here in Zandvoort, the second last race of the season. Well, 6 times in the past of the DTM since 2000, the Drivers' Championship was already decided in advance of the final. So actually, sorry, oh my goodness, I think that was Timo Scheider. So actually he does not play a role in the championship, but it's Mike Rockenfeller and Augusto Farfus who are still in the hunt for the title. The best chance definitely Mike Rockenfeller because he is ahead of Augusto 33 points. So this is going to be for sure a spicy weekend and a hot race. So we do have all the highlights for you.
Well done, Eve. You caught that flag beautifully. Well, this is the circuit by the seaside. Here we are at Zandvoort, just a few miles away from Amsterdam. And the track, well, it's in the dunes, just across the road from the beaches. Natural vantage points, of course, up on those dunes. And they're the two men who still are in the championship hunt, Mike Rockenfeller and Augusto Farfus, the BMW driver, fresh from a win at the previous round. But, well, Rocky has got a very good chance of clinching it here today. Gusto really needs to beat him, and Rocky needs to have a bad race if that's to happen. There is Bruno Spengler, the outgoing champion. But first, let's check out this Zandvoort racetrack. A very traditional race circuit here, highly abrasive, and a track which hosted over 30 Formula One Grand Prix in the past. Also been a traditional venue for the DTM, and of course the long pit straight leads to one of the most famous corners in motor racing, the banked Tarzan corner, quite wide there, good overtaking spot. Then they accelerate back towards the paddock and round the paddock, down this right-hander and down to a very tight corner. This is the Hugenholtz bend, and from there they climb up very steeply. Now we get to the really technical part of the track. Through fifth gear there, a couple of sweeping corners in amongst the dunes, up to 229 kilometers an hour there. Sweeping round the corner they call Chevlac. Then it's downhill a bit, down to a fourth gear corner at the bottom here. Round that fourth gear, trying to get lots of traction. And then down to a second gear corner, through that, and then a longer section again between the little lakes that are in amongst this racetrack. Then it's down into a very tight chicane. Here we are, turning right, and then accelerating through that. And then still going downhill as we come down into the fourth gear, 180 kilometer corner. And then finally through the Lyndijk corner and finishing one lap of the circuit, 4.3 kilometers. So yes, it's a duel in the dunes. The battle for the title. Now only Mike Rockenfeller and Augusto Farfus for BMW are left. But in qualifying, a big surprise. It was this man, Marco Wittmann, who scored his first ever pole.
Yeah, it's just great. I mean, it's the first pole position in my DTM career. We struggled a bit in Q3, so I was really happy to enter in Q4, and then this lap was just nearly perfect, I would say. And of course, I'm really proud and happy that I did it. And yeah, to be now on pole, it's just a nice feeling. And of course, I'm looking now even more forward to tomorrow.
And there he bangs on the bonnet of the car. But let's hear now from his team boss, Jens Marquardt.
Absolutely. I mean, great performance by Marco Wittmann. Yeah, he's a rookie. First pole of his DTM career and really strong Q4 lap there. I mean, really good. But also Augusto, no mistake at all. He had a bit of a technical or a little electrical problem in his car, and that didn't set him off at all. I mean, he put the car in the second position there, so we have a BMW front row, which is very good to start from.
Yes, indeed, Farfus, second fastest. Mike Rockenfeller at the head of the championship was third quickest. But Farfus keeps his hopes alive. So what about Mike Rockenfeller? What were his thoughts going into this race? It was a place that he won his first DTM event some 3 years ago. Here's Rocky.
I'm satisfied with third position. Today was quite a hectic qualifying, struggling a little bit, some mistakes I did on my laps. So I'm happy to be third today, and congratulations to BMW. They did a really good job. There's no doubt. They have a pace which we couldn't match today, or I couldn't at least. And tomorrow we fight hard for victory, and we will see how the pace is in the race.
Yeah, interesting split screen there. Rocky versus Farfus, but what about this man, Timo Scheider? Well, his career's been in the doldrums, but now all of a sudden he's found new speed. Fourth in qualifying, fifth Joey Hahn going well. Gary Paffett, a three-time winner here, only qualifies 12th. And Bruno Spengler there, the outgoing champion, down in 16th place. And right at the bottom, it's Rob Wickens and Roberto Merri. Mercedes-Benz definitely in a problem here. Let's just check out some slow-mo there, the fans up on the dunes. A good race coming up. Let's hear now from Yves.
Today I've chosen a really special interview place. It's a cozy beach chair, and with me it's Augusto Farfus. Good to see you again. So yeah, welcome to this exciting race this weekend here in Zandvoort. You're the only left rival in the battle for the championship. With your second win in Oschersleben, you're in a good position, but actually, how strong do you believe you really can turn around the championship this weekend?
Well, I think looking from qualifying from yesterday, it looks okay. I mean, we start in P2. Of course, Mike is just on my neck. Would be difficult. I mean, he has shown a very strong races during the season, but I think at the end I have to try to do my very best, and that's what I always have been doing since the beginning of the year, to try to enjoy every race, to try to do everything at the very best. And then we see, I cannot influence the result from the people which are surrounding me. I can just influence my own result. So that's why I really want to do my best. And then tonight we will see if it was good enough or not.
From where do you get your hope and all your pleasure and enjoy for racing? You cross yourself each race, each lap normally.
Well, not each lap, but I do cross myself often. I have a lovely family. I'm a blessed guy. The Lord has given me the opportunity, has given me the chances, has given me a great family, and He's always on my side, and He always has a plan for us. So it's difficult sometimes to believe and to keep the hopes alive. But there is always a reason, and everyone in this planet has a mission. And that's why I'm always thankful for him, to what he has done for me, for my family, to protect myself, protect my family. And that's why I cross myself.
Oh, really, really nice. But actually, I have to mention there's a big gap to Mike Rockenfeller. He's 33 points ahead of you. So actually, not everything is in your hands. You need a lot of support from your teammates. What can you expect from Marco Wittmann, who saved his first pole position yesterday?
Wow. I don't expect anything from anyone. I just want to do my race because I've learned in motorsport is sometimes very difficult to plan up front what to do and what not to do. So I want to get a good race, to push myself to the limit and go home with a feeling that I did my very best. And if the very best means giving Mike a hard time and giving another try in Hockenheim, that's what we will do. Everyone here has a destiny, has a plan, so tonight we will see what has been planned for us.
I wish you all the best. For sure it's gonna be a hot battle. And now it's race time.
The thoughts and faith there of Augusto Farfus, the man from Curitiba in Brazil, as we look down on this racetrack. Always a bit windy here, but a very pleasant autumn day. Temperatures at 20 degrees C. Absolutely perfect for racing. Some suggestion that the DTM will not return to Zandvoort next year. If that is the case, well, that will be rather disappointing. Everyone likes racing here, and it is a very big challenge. Very big and busy grid down there. And finally, everyone getting ready. Slightly changed livery for Robert Wickens. Just a winner just a few races ago, right near the back, and Mercedes obviously with some setup problems. So there, the orange car of the Canadian driver. A former champion there from only 2 years ago, Martin Tomczyk. See how Martin gets on here. He's only qualified in 19th place. That BMW team struggling a bit. Also struggling, Bruno Spengler, and he's gone back a couple of places on the grid due to the clash he had at the previous round with Wickens. So he says his final thoughts as he climbs into the car. There is Gary Paffett. He has won here at Zandvoort on 3 occasions, but the season really hasn't gone his way. And what about Matthias Ekstrom? He's another man that has won at this track on 3 occasions, but he only starts in 11th position.
Marco, you are the man of the day, and actually it's your first pole position, so you're starting on prime tires. Why? What is the tactic?
I think this year we saw a lot of different strategies. We try also different strategies than the others. I hope it can pay off. I'm looking forward to the race, try to do a good start, and then we will see where we end up.
Talking there about strategies, and of course the option tyres have not been tried here. They are first run in the race. About 5 or 6 of the competitors opting for them. And also on the strategy, we understand that DRS will not be used here. The organisers have decided that it could be a little bit dangerous going down into that Tarzan corner, which is where they would have used it, so no DRS at this race. Timo Glock gets ready, the former Marussia Formula 1 driver, qualifying in 8th position and looking for a good result here, but a circuit that he's not familiar with. Edo Mortara with the Playboy logo on the front of the car. Nearer the front than we've seen him in recent races. He starts in 7th place, the Swiss Italian, getting ready for Audi. And another very good qualifying from Felipe Albuquerque. Turned his season around, out of the points of course for most of the year. Portuguese driver, probably fighting to retain his seat with the Audi squad. And they have been testing some other drivers recently. Joey Hand up there in 5th place, the Californian, and he'll be looking for a good result for BMW. And what about this man, Timo Scheider, who also has been going through, as I said earlier, the doldrums. He's not had any podium positions for a couple of seasons now. Can he turn all that around here? Mike Rockenfeller probably happy to get the thumbs up there. He will start in 3rd. The title could be his. This is a track where he won his first DTM races. Remember, he's only won 3 DTM races in his 7 years in this championship. Farfus, though, will offer plenty of resistance. He will have to win the race if he is to keep his championship hopes alive. But there he sits. And what will this man, a rookie driver sitting on the pole for the first time, how will he handle the pressure? We're looking here at young Marco Wittmann racing the Ice Watches BMW.
Mr. Gas, actually 7 Audi in the top 11. What a fantastic, great performance. Congratulations. But actually today in the race, please tell me, because we are not using here the DRS, what is the precise reason for that? Is it due to safety?
Yeah, it's for safety reasons. I think other championships where DRS is used, this decision has been taken on tracks where it was considered unsafe. So I think it's the same for everybody. We have to get on with it. And I can understand that this decision has been taken, given the experience that DTM has here in Zandvoort in particular.
So don't actually know what the safety reason is, but let's check out the grid. Wittmann, as we know, on the pole with Farfus alongside him, 2 BMWs together. There, the familiar colours of Mike Rockenfeller hunting for that championship, and Timo Scheider. So nice to see him up near the front again, the double champion. Joey Hand is there in 5th place with Felipe Albuquerque of Portugal. Then we got Edo Mortara and Timo Glock. We haven't seen a Mercedes yet. What about 9th and 10th? Well, that's Adrian Tombe and Miguel Molina. They often race close together, those 2 young guns. Then it's Matthias Ekstrom, and the first Mercedes, it's Gary Paffett. Just hasn't been his season, although he showed a lot of speed at times. Dirk Werner starts 13th, and Pascal Verline in 14th. The young man in the second of the Mercs. Then it's Andy Prios qualified the Crown Plaza car in 15th, together with Christian Vittoris. Going back, Jamie Green in 17th, Bruno Spengler. Can he do anything from 18th place? Penultimate row of the grid, it's Martin Tomczyk and Danny Juncadella in the Sternbach Mercedes. And then the final row of the grid, it's Rob Wickens and Roberto Murray. And that is your 22-car lineup.
For the 3rd time we are seeing 2 BMW in the front row, but I think especially for the final in Hockenheim, the goal is today to postpone the final decision to Hockenheim, isn't it?
Absolutely. For us, that's the main target. Yeah, Augusto in 2nd is in a very good position. He's still in the hunt of the championship on driver's side, and with Marco next to him, I think it's a good starting point. But we all know it's only the starting point. So it's going to be a tight and interesting race. But I think it's going to be really a pleasure for everybody to watch, and I will enjoy as well.
And remember, of course, there's also a teams championship and a manufacturers championship, and they will certainly go to the wire at Hockenheim. They're the various brains trusts from the 3 teams. And anticipation high in the air here at the seaside. 5 lights, they'll extinguish, and, wow, Rocky checked up a little bit, made a very good start. Farfus on the inside, and Farfus outguns the young man there who started from the pole. He goes round the outside, takes a long way round, but it's Farfus in the lead. And Rockenfeller, can he muster his way through to 2nd place? No, he can't. And Wittmann hangs on to 2nd, but Rockenfeller's right behind him. No problems further back, I don't think. Farfus, tremendous start from him. Timo Scheider maintains 4th place from 4th starting spot on the grid. Go on board with Rocky. Climbing up then, and then this tricky technical bit here. And Jamie Green goes down the inside and tries to make up a spot, but it's Farfus in the lead. Oh no, number 19 under investigation for a jump start. And that is, of course, Mike Rockenfeller. That could really pressure. And Rockenfeller goes for the inside. Farfus in the lead. Rockenfeller with a question mark hanging over him. He's into 2nd place. Well, I didn't see any jump start from Rocky. Of course, this could really play into the hands of Farfus. But certainly Rockenfeller has a lot of speed. Look at Glock, and Glock trying to get past Timo Scheider. Scheider, I think, has raced here 11 times in the past. He knows his way around this tricky circuit. As they cross the start finish line for the first time, we check out the start. Just, well, Rocky did get a very quick start, but not sure he jumped it. Difficult to tell. The stewards are looking at the TV pictures right at the moment. There he was down on the inside, and a little bit of carbon went flying. This is the view of Albuquerque. And yeah, Rocky certainly got off the line very quickly. A drag racer would have been proud of that. He's right up against the wall as well, trying to get down the inside of Whitman. Whitman resisted. Back now with the race live, and there is the Ice Watchers car now under attack from Albuquerque, and Albuquerque tries down the inside in the grey Audi Financial Services car, and Hand's right in there as well, and Hand is pushing them. And meanwhile, Timo Scheid and Timo Glock, the two Timo's having a twin Timo battle on board with Albuquerque. Now behind Hand, Farfus, Rockenfeller, Whitman, Hand, Albuquerque, Glock. No further action. Rocky can breathe again. They probably didn't tell him over the radio that there was a problem, so that he wasn't demotivated. Now they certainly breathe easily at Phoenix Racing. Already got pit stops coming up in the pit stop windows. And Robert Wickens struggling here. Whitman has already stopped, so is Timo Scheid. Tambe has stopped, Mortara, Paffett. Nearly everybody is now on the softer options. Now, at a lot of racetracks, these options, these stickier tyres have lasted a long time. They're not expected to do that here at Zandvoort. The session on the options probably won't last that long, but nobody's really sure how long they will last. Farfus, Rockenfeller, Hand, Albuquerque and Molina. Green is the best driver on the harder tyres. He's on a different strategy. Seen that from the Leicester driver before. Rockenfeller and Farfus. Rocky always seems to bounce up and down quite a lot in his seat. Maybe that's because the Audi is running a little bit stiffer. These cars, though, are mega stiff. Remember, these are carbon fibre, full race-bred chassis. Covered in the bonnet, or the body, I should say, of some familiar shapes of executive expresses like the Audi A5 and the BMW M3, and of course the Mercedes-Benz C-Class. Mercedes not really in the hunt today. Who is the best of those Mercedes drivers? Looks as if it's Paffett still down in 11th place. On board then with Rocky. And Rocky now putting the pressure on Farfus. Doesn't need to beat him here, of course. He can just follow him round and take the championship. The way we're looking at the moment, the championship will go to Rockenfeller. Past the start and finish line again, breaking down there the second gear for the Tarzan corner, where many years ago, famously, James Hunt and Mario Andretti finished up in a huge heap and had words and finger prodding afterwards. Farfus, Rockenfeller and Hand. Rocky really has a good race car under him at the moment, putting the pressure on the BMW. And one of the best performances we've seen for the young Californian in his second year of the DTM now. And it's Albuquerque, Molina and Glock. The first six have stayed out of the pits thus far. There's the reducing gap between Farfus and Whitman. Whitman putting in some quick lap times. Now he is on the option tyre. And look at Rocky now, he's right up the exhaust pipe of that BMW. V8 racing engines, almost 500 horsepower. Top speed here on the main straight, just a tad over 160 miles an hour, but not around these twisty bits. The two remaining title contenders still wheel to wheel here at Zandvoort. This is building up to be a cracking race, but we're only a quarter of the way through. Pit stops coming up. So BMW get ready for Farfus. He just adjusts his gloves as he comes in. And the RBM team from Belgium wait for him. Remember, he had that success with him in the World Touring Car Championship. And they dispatched the car in just 3.1 seconds. Very good stop. And out he comes. So Farfus in front of Whitman. There he is. They're currently in 6th and 7th places. The top five yet to make their first pit stops. Roberto Meri, incidentally, out of sight of us, has retired from the race early on. Not proving a good season for the former Formula 3 champion. Up there at BMW, a little bit of concern. And now it's Rockenfeller that comes in. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see where he comes out relative to Farfus. Remember, before the pit stop, he was right up the boot of the BMW. And down to Phoenix Racing, who are always mega at these pit stops. Look at the clock going, 3.5, so a little bit slower than the Farfus pit stop. We're riding with Farfus. Look to the right, here comes Rocky, comes out, well, quite a bit behind the BMW, but crucially in front of Whitman. Obviously, if he'd fallen behind Whitman, the young man who joined the main BMW DTM team this year could have maybe driven a bit strategically. It was a bit close, wasn't it, that pit stop? Whoa, look at that. And, well, I don't think the stewards are going to look at that. And here Paffett comes in. Wonder what strategy can do to help him get up the field a bit. Remember, a 3-times winner here in the past, the former DTM champ and sometime McLaren, long-time McLaren test driver. Little group here. And Paffett returns to the field. Albuquerque and Molina still out front at the moment. And indeed, Albuquerque has just come in. Bit of a battle here now between the German Glock in the bright yellow car and the bright orange car of Rob Wickens. And that is a battle currently for 11th place. And look at Wickens there. Dives down the inside, he's put himself in the right place, and he passes Timo Glock. So Wickens making a bit of progress up through the field. And here, Gary Paffett on Jamie Green. That was an easy pass. Former teammates at Mercedes. Green in his first season had a very good run at the previous round. This is the championship prediction. Rockenfeller 142, Farfus 116, 25 for a win. That will, of course, give Rockenfeller the championship as he comes in now for his second stop. And he's got to go a long way on the final set of tyres, but presumably not happy on the options. Phoenix go to work again, the team based just outside the Nürburgring circuit. 3.3 this time, and gives a little nod of appreciation to the pit crew. And he comes out again in front of Whitman. Farfus in the lead, but has to make that second stop. Rockenfeller drops to 10th, but that won't last long. Discussions there between Audi and Phoenix Racing personnel as Timo Scheider comes in. And Scheider having by far his best race for a couple of seasons. And Scheider goes out, very popular in Germany. Is this man who, remember, racing in the A1 GP as well, got quite a lot of single-seater experience. He comes out in front of Rocky, but surely he'll just let him by. And there is Whitman for BMW. Can't quite get on terms with Rockenfeller, can he? Farfus and Tambay. All the positions scrabbled around at the moment because of the different pit stop strategies. We're used to this in the DTM. Remember, 1 round to go at Hockenheim in 3 weeks' time. But it looks as if the championship is going to be decided here, but it's never done until the checkered flag waves. And literally here at the DTM, the lady sings the national anthem, and she's certainly not the fat lady that sings at the end of the race. Farfus leading at the moment. Has he got enough of a gap? And here a bit of a battle with hand, and some body work goes flying there with Adrian Tambay. All gets a bit muscular down there. And there Rocky is allowed to slide past Timo Scheider. So Rocky moves up a spot, and there Whitman still hanging on to Timo Scheider, trying to find a way by. Farfus still in the lead, of course. We're only just over halfway at the moment in this possibly deciding round of the DTM. Round 9 of the 10 races. Sweeping around the dunes here. And let's see how Rockenfeller just given some space there by his teammate. And allowed through. Rockenfeller, of course, running for the satellite Phoenix Racing team, and Scheider in what always used to be the top squad, the app team. But of course they are mates as far as the manufacturer is concerned, all hired by Audi. As Farfus comes in now for his second stop, concentration on his face, just checks the dashboard, checks the pit speed limit, and then he will go out. And where will he come relative to arch rival Mike Rockenfeller? Rockenfeller, former winner of the Le Mans 24 Hours. Here comes Farfus. And here comes Rockenfeller, a long way behind now. So this race certainly looks as if it's going in the favour of Farfus, but he has to do more than that. He needs Rockenfeller to have a problem. He can't influence that at all. Tambe and Molina, the top three, still with a stop to carry out in the pits. Concentration on the faces of the Phoenix Racing boys. Young Cadella there, battling with Ekstrom, and Ekstrom way down in 17th place. Not been a great season for Ekstrom. Remember, he had the win in the Norris Ring taken away from him because of that strange incident with the father pouring the water down his leg. Maybe one day we'll find out what actually happened there, but he was disqualified from his best drive of the season. Gary Paffett started to make some late pace now and moving up to 9th place. Different strategy from Paffett seems to have been working a little bit, but Mercedes definitely off colour here. Rockenfeller then, now in 3rd place. Mortara, the one that hangs on that second set of tyres. He will drop back down the order, and then it will be Farfus, Rockenfeller, Timo Scheider, Whitman and Tambe. Rob Wickens also making a bit of progress up the field. Wickens on the Red Bull car of Ekstrom, and Ekstrom it is who pulls by, and Ekstrom certainly moving up the field now. Farfus in the lead. Will it be 2 victories out of 2 in the last 2 races? Great slow-mo shots here of Mortara taking to the gravel, and well, it'll take him a little while to clean those tyres off, and also brings a lot of gravel onto the track. Edo Mortara, and he's running down in 15th spot. The man who had a couple of wins last season for Audi, only man to win for Audi last year. A lot of good development work on the A5 over the winter period. It's only fine-tuning. The regs are pretty firm on pegging them down as regards major changes to the specification. Here is Farfus then in the lead of the race. The 2 red lights on the side of the quarter light showing he has made both pit stops. There's Tambe having another good run. And there is Rocky, winner of the Le Mans 24 Hours, winner of the Daytona 24 Hours, winner of the Spa 24 Hours, former FIA GT champion. Can he add the DTM title to that long list? And it looks as if he's going to do exactly that here at Zandvoort, as Ekstrom goes past his old rival and friend Gary Paffett. And now Tambe in that battle as well. Oh, what a big bump. Well, that was a bit aggressive. Bruno Spengler, not seen much of him. And then we got a spinner, and it's Jamie Green and Dirk Werner, and Werner finishes up in the kitty litter of the Tarzan corner. There we see it again, and I think Green just caught out by Werner, hitting the binders a bit early, and Werner in the Samsung BMW in the gravel. That should bring out a full course yellow, I would have thought. The safety car will come out, and what a lot of Hankook smoke there. So BMW, they don't think much of that. Shake their head, and the marshal sets off the fire extinguisher for no good reason, and he needs to bail out of there pretty quickly. Oh, he'll be breathing heavily. So, well, unhappy end of race for that man, Dirk Werner. He climbs out of the BMW. The safety car is out. Safety car lights are about to go out here at Zandvoort. Final 3 laps of this 9th round of the DTM. Mike Rockenfeller continues to head towards his championship. Augusto Farfus, his only rival left in the championship, looks as if he's going to win this race, but it won't be enough. There is Ernst Moser, the boss of Phoenix Racing. Won this title a couple of years ago in these same yellow and green colours with Martin Tomczyk. And everybody closed up. Look at Timo Scheider, that first podium in over 20 races. Beckens, Whitman is in 4th, started from the pole, the rookie driver. Tarnbay 5th, Hand in 6th. Ekstrom has moved all the way up to 7th. Paffett is down there in 8th, still looking a little bit racy, and off they go then, down the straight, out of the Luyendijk corner, and down towards the Tarzan again. And a couple of challenges going on in the fading sunlight here. Further down the field, so the likes of Torres and Yucadella and Block and Prio, but up front it is still the Brazilian from Curitiba. The order: Farfus, Rockenfeller, Timo Scheider, Whitman, Tarnbay, then Hand, Ekstrom up to 7th, Albuquerque, and look at Ekstrom charging. And it's on the last lap, and Ekstrom takes another spot, takes it away from his Audi colleague. On board with Albuquerque, looking back there at Gary Paffett, and Paffett wants another couple of points before this race is done. Last few corners, can he do it? But Farfus now heading towards the checkered flag, and the Brazilian will cement his place as the runner-up in the DTM. But this will be about Rockenfeller as they head towards the line now. And look at Ekstrom, and Ekstrom passes the BMW at the last minute, goes past Whitman. Whitman answers back. So some great late-minute racing. Ekstrom, though, manages to show him a clear wing there and edges ahead. Good racing down there for the middle points as we head towards the checkered flag now. And here is Farfus. 2 wins in a row for the Brazilian, but the champion of the DTM at the 7th time of asking is Mike Rockenfeller, and Rocky does it. He becomes the 19th DTM in the long history of this championship, and the rest come home with Whitman 5th, Adrian Tarnbay is 6th, Joey Hand as they celebrate.
Who is almost crying is the 2nd title win for the Phoenix team. How does it feel? You're speechless.
I cannot. I have no words now in the moment. Emotion. No, it's really was a tough season and a great race today. And in the moment, I don't find the right words. Thank you to Audi. Thank you to Rocky. Thank you to my team. And now we celebrate.
For sure, a lot. Have a lovely celebration.
Yeah, emotional celebration. There's Rocky's girlfriend in the middle. And now we can pick up the words of Dieter Gas.
Mr. Gas, congratulations, you're wearing already the right t-shirt. I think it's the 5th title for Audi since 2007. This is going to be a big party tonight.
Yes, I think so. I mean, we haven't prepared anything, but I think really tonight we have really every reason to have a big party.
They haven't prepared anything, but they did have the printed T-shirts with DTM Champion on them. So Mike Rockenfeller stands there on his winning car. And we can hear from the new champion right now with Eve.
The DTM champion 2013, former winner of the 24 Hours Nürburgring, Daytona and Le Mans. How does it feel now to become the first DTM title?
Unbelievable. It's hard to describe, you know. In the car it was really emotional. A lot of pressure came from my shoulders, and therefore I'm really happy. Thanks to Audi, thanks to the team. Great day, and I think it takes a little bit longer to realize.
So this is the first season when he hasn't also competed in long-distance sports car racing, concentrated on the DTM. Here's the race result though. Farfus Rockenfeller, Scheider, Ekstrom, Whitman, Tambay-Hand, Albuquerque and Paffett.
Gustl, it's your third victory actually, and you're the first time taller than me. Congratulations. How does it feel today? Actually, it's Mike Rockenfeller, big celebration. He became champion already, but finishing on the top, it wasn't too bad, huh?
Yeah, it has been great. I mean, that was my target from the weekend, to do my very best. And today we did a brilliant job. I won the race, and I could not do anything more than a victory. So well done to Mike. He had a brilliant season, and he became a champion, so hat off for him. But I'm very pleased about my job, very pleased about 2013 season. There is still one race to go, so there is still some points to be taken.
And another man with cause for celebration is Timo Scheider, finally back on the podium after a very long drought, and he is celebrating with Yves Scheer.
Former DTM champion 2008 and 2009. Today, finally, in your 135th DTM race, you finished on the podium this season, first time. How does it feel?
Well, it was such a long time since I was here, so finally it's a great feeling after such a difficult season we had. Especially today, supporting Mike that way was something which feels quite awesome. And I have to say, he deserved the championship this season. He was like awesome all over the season, quite consistent. So finally, I have to say, I'm just happy today, celebrating with Mike today for sure.
So let's check out the championship standings then. Rockenfeller with an unassailable now 142 points, Farfus 116. Vitoris with 71, Wickens, Spengler, Paffett, well, they can still fight over third place going into the final round at Hockenheim. So that's the lineup: Rockenfeller, Farfus, Vitoris, Wickens, Spengler, Paffett, Ekstrom, Whitman, Scheider and Green. That's the top 10 in the DTM. Round to go.
We have to concentrate now for Hockenheim and try to do the best race there. But also congratulations to Mark Rockenfeller. He did an amazing job this year, and yeah, he deserves it really.
Yeah, the outgoing champion, not a great race here, but the best of the Mercedes drivers, it was Gary Paffett.
We managed to jump a few people, and I was fighting with Felipe Albuquerque for sort of P7 at one point, but then Eki caught us on an option tyre and overtook us pretty easily, and yeah, that put us down to 9th place. And just towards the end, because we had such a long last stint, we just ran out of tyres towards the end of the race, so it was impossible to try and overtake Felipe. So yeah, it was, I mean, difficult to do much more than we did really with the pace we had.
Yeah, here's some of the action in the race, but let's hear now from Matthias Ekstrom, who's certainly enlivened the final stages of this race. Here's Eki.
In the end, I had a decent race, but the most important was that Rocky and Audi got the big title today, so that was a relief. But on the personal side, I had a great race with a lot of overtaking, even without DRS, and finally no trophy. So I'm not really pleased, but still a part of the job is to have fun while driving, and this at least I had.
Yeah, we certainly didn't miss the DRS here. And Marco Whitman, of course, from the pole position, the young man came home in 5th place, and he had this to say to Yves.
We have to see the positive side. It was a good weekend for us. We scored some good points, and we had a really strong performance. So I think we can look positive to Hockenheim.
Yeah, well, there the pressure will be off Rocky as he celebrates here on the shoulders of the Phoenix team. Congratulations to them. It's goodbye from me, Andrew Marriott, and here is Yves.
I'm here together with all the Phoenix mechanics, with the engineer, the team boss. Actually, what a big race here for Audi this weekend. Oh my goodness, big arms here, almost tears. And actually, I think they're going to be a big celebration. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a very great day today.
You see, it's because everyone is
The second
celebrating.
victory in the championship victory in DTM in 3 years, and one time with Martin Topczyk and now with Rocky, and we are very happy.
There's one more race, actually in Hockenheim, so have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it and say